These are solvable
right.
problems if you're
That's
not
right.
in a parking lot and only using stuff from Harbor Freight.
That looks so good. That looks so good.
Harbor Freight employee, Harbor Freight employee.
Oh my God.
So somehow today we're gonna make this a go-kart. This. We're in Harbor Freight and we're looking for a frame. The one we're gonna go with is this little guy up top because I think it's gonna look really, really cool. It's got 4 tires already and it's got a nice seat, so that's gonna take care of the seat. We gotta figure out a bunch of other things. We're reusing an engine, one of the 212s. Gotta figure out all the steering, and it's gonna be complicated, but we're gonna get it done using only Harbor Freight parts in the Harbor Freight parking lot, and it's gonna look sick. Put this in here, and that is the first of many parts. Now, I think what we're gonna do for the steering is the wheels do not pivot on the front at all, so we're going to get a couple of caster wheels that we're gonna use to pivot. Combination of parts we're grabbing right now that I've thought through here, sitting in the store for a little while. I'll explain it here in a second. This is going to be our tie rod, essentially, our steering linkage. This is going to sit between these caster wheels like this. We're going to reuse this bolt hardware, weld it on the top of that, push it like this, and then you're going to use this trailer hitch, and it's going to be our steering wheel, which will turn, and it will have an arm that will link to here and pivot back and forth, which will give us the steering that we need. So it's gonna have.
That's a great idea.
It's gonna look so ridiculous.
That is such a good idea. Okay, so we have everything that we think.
Yeah, we just grabbed these ATV mountain hitches, so we've got some steel to work with to mount the engine, and I think that's everything that we need right now. We have the setup right here. Harbor Freight is right over there. We do not want to get kicked out of here, so we're gonna work out of the truck bed, and then on the other side of it, we're gonna try to be as quiet as we possibly can, you know, use the grinder as minimally as possible to start unpacking, and hopefully we don't get kicked out. It's over here. All right, so this is how we're gonna stay quiet as possible. So you got the EcoFlow to weld with. The welder that I first learned how to weld with is really cheap. 120 volt flux core welder from Harbor Freight, which we didn't buy today, but I've had for a long time. So we should be able to get stuff to stick together pretty decently with this. So we brought a couple things that are a little bit overkill, the EcoFlow being one of them, as well as we brought an actual small fab table from the farm, because if I'm cutting steel, I need something to be held. So,
I didn't know you packed the top of your table.
so I've got my welding table here. Because I needed to be able to clamp something. I don't have a vise or anything like that.
It was a great idea doing it. I just didn't know that you did.
We're repping the Harbor Freight. Yeah, we got some Milwaukee here, but like the Harbor Freight table and the Harbor Freight welder. All right, so the place we need to start with is disassembling the frame. Or I should say, putting together the frame. There we go. It's not bad. Oh my God, this is gonna be so small.
Let me see.
It's so tiny. Okay, it's all right.
Yeah, but you know what?
It's just gonna make it so much cooler.
Yeah.
It's gonna make it look so cool.
It's gonna look so cool.
Okay, so the seat, it's got 4 bolts to bolt it on. All right, that is just. That's how big it's gonna be. I'm gonna need a place to I'm gonna need something to mount for my feet. So these are the axles, which I didn't even actually think this was gonna have. 2 brackets of some kind. Jesus Christ.
What?
There's not a lot there. So somehow, today we're gonna make this a go-kart. This.
You're gonna be able to do it. Where's the engine gonna go? Underneath it?
Great question. We don't know. But we'll find out along the way.
This is kind of insane that you're gonna build this in a parking lot right now.
It is insane. If I'm actually able to do it, it's very insane.
You're gonna be able to do it.
Thank you, babe. You have so much confidence in me, always. When that goes like that, that locks the seat in place. Or kind of locks it in place. I think what might be smart is to start with the steering because that's kind of what I know or have an idea of how I want to do it. Somehow we're gonna fix this to the front of here. There's not as much steel as I thought there was. We'll have the other one on the other side. And it is gonna be so ungodly narrow.
Are they even going to be able to turn without hitting each other? The two wheels?
That's a really good point. If they're this narrow,
Yeah.
well, they're gonna turn in opposite directions, so I think they'll be okay.
Okay.
But if they're that narrow, we're gonna need to heavily modify this arm to make it shorter, which I don't really want to do.
You can't just make the front
Wider?
more wide than the back.
I can make the back wider too. It's just a matter of...
So would it be easier to make the back wider to match the front?
Yeah, there's just no steel to do it with.
Oh, yeah.
These are solvable
right.
problems if you're
That's
not in
right.
a parking lot and only using stuff from Harbor Freight. So let's see what these look like. So there's a couple options. We can go into Harbor Freight and we can buy some trailer hitches and stuff that are made of steel and like weld them on here to make it wider. I think that's probably what we're gonna have to do. And then, you know, it'll just be a little bit janky looking, but it'll work then, you know? It'll at least work.
How'd we do?
I just got a,
Babe, that's big.
I know, I just got a massive winch mount because I figured it's a lot of steel that I can cut in pieces, you know? It's not
It's
a bad idea, right?
Yeah, it's a good idea. In case we need more.
Yeah. Our first weld of the day. We'll be welding these bolts onto the edges of these, like that.
You waiting for that guy to go inside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, not terrible.
Let me see it.
Well, I mean, it's terrible, but you know.
The best you could do from the back of your truck.
Yeah.
That looks so good already. It really does.
Yeah, it has no business looking that good, right? Although, it doesn't seem like it wants to turn anything.
Wait, what's going on?
When I'm,
Holding it, it's not turning.
yeah, I'm trying to make it turn, and it doesn't want to turn at all.
Is it the Heim joints that are not working?
Because their tractor heim joint really tight.
All right, so we need what? Like some type of fluid or grease to get them more relaxed?
Yeah, that would probably help. But I think also when it's,
When it's like being forced to
yeah,
do
when
it,
they're
it'll
mounted,
move?
then they'll move, you know, like tractor. I see, like, this side's much looser. See that?
Yeah. Is that going to be an issue with the weak welds?
Yeah, it might be. All right, we're setting up to make a big cut here. What is this? 1/4 inch plate steel. Cutting it the width of our front end, and hopefully the bandsaw can cut through it relatively quietly.
God damn, that only took like 7 years.
Look how thick the steel this is. Hopefully I measured correctly.
You absolutely did. You're gonna weld or you're gonna...
To get rid of the paint first
Oh, God.
by grinding.
Great job, babe. That was very stealthy and very fast.
Thank you. That's what I was going for. The weld broke before the tire turned.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to weld the entire thing, right?
Yeah, but that should not be that easily broken.
I know, but we know that you're on a very low setting, so it's gonna break easily.
Yeah, but I'm saying the steering shouldn't have that much resistance in it that it should break the weld.
Okay.
Let me re-weld this and then...
Okay.
It's like it binds. You know what the problem is? The heim joints are a problem, but the bolt is like too in line with the point at which they pivot around. See, like this is the axis at which they pivot, and the bolt is only here. It should be like...
All right, so how can we fix the problem?
Could possibly weld this on here and then weld the bolt on the end of this. And then that way it's pivoting out here, so it has leverage over the wheel.
Okay.
See, like even right now, right, when I push on this, it doesn't want to push because it's right in line with the piece that spins it. Gotcha.
That looks so good. That looks so good. That looks better than how you had it before.
Yeah.
There you go, baby.
That looks so silly.
It doesn't need to look cool, it just needs to work.
That's true. I think I'm stealing money or something. Like it's a heist.
I know, we're acting like criminals.
Go, go, go! Coast is clear?
Yeah. Oh, nope, nope, nope.
What?
Somebody just walked outside. You need to do more?
Yeah, I gotta clean all this off.
All right, just do it. Nope, don't do it. 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 Don't do it.
From the Power Wheels with like unexceptional build quality to this.
Yeah, but I mean, you're using Harbor Freight parts.
Yep.
And you're doing it in a parking lot.
All right, so something's working.
Yeah.
I'm going full loud. I'm taking the angle grinder. I'm cutting off this flange here. That's out of the way. And then I'm gonna cut out
A hole for it.
a hole for this to go through, I think.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, right?
Yeah, so now how are you gonna attach the part that spins?
There's gonna be an arm from here to there, and then it'll spin back and forth.
There you go.
Something like that, maybe?
Yeah.
It looks disgusting, and we lose what we were planning to use for our engine mount.
Well, you can't use this. Hold on. Can't use these, baby? I mean, like, we have them here. Why not use them? You bought them.
See, that's much more realistic. Is that how we like it?
Yes. Great job, baby.
Only problem is this side, there's not gonna be much to weld to.
What?
This is the sketchiest thing I've ever made. It's just so ridiculous looking. We're gonna need to do something about that, but. All right, so we're looking at how to make this connection stronger because right now it's in place, but it's not permanent at all. If I sit on it, I think it'll just like rip. We've got some more spare steel from other things we've cut apart, and we're looking at just putting it on here like this.
And adding 2 points of contact.
Yeah, and that way it's got a longer weld, because right now it's literally just being held up by a single tack essentially on this side. The other side is probably okay. This side's definitely the weak side. All right, that's a good sign. I can sit on it.
It looks so good.
Oh, I feel it going. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, so you think that it needs more? You need to strengthen it more?
No, I think we're just gonna send it.
Okay,
I think
sounds good to me. I mean, it looks good.
I think when I add this plastic tool band, it's really gonna strengthen the frame.
Okay, so an employee just came out here and told us that we have to leave.
Yeah, so we got in
We've been out
trouble.
here too long. So we're packing things up. We're gonna finish at the barn.
It is better that way.
Greg's happy about it because he's gonna have all his tools.
Yeah.
It'll be way
And
easier.
I'm tired, and we will still work out of the truck bed and make it authentic, but I won't feel guilty anymore.
Listen, we got most of it done in the parking
Yeah,
lot.
we just need to mount the engine. That's really all we needed to do.
Yep.
Which sucks because it would have been kind of funny to see it ripping around the parking lot.
Well,
But maybe we'll
we
take
could bring it
back.
back. Yeah,
we'll take it back.
exactly. Off to the farm we go.
So we got kicked out of the parking lot, but we are back in the barn. We are just about finished with this thing. I've got plans on how I'm gonna mount this, as well as how to finish up the front steering. The plan for mounting the engine is pretty simple. We're using the leftover plate from the front and attached it to the bottom through 2 of the holes. And then we're just gonna place it right here. Align the sprocket and clutch of the engine up with the sprocket on the axle. And then we're gonna weld this in place and our engine will be mounted. Go-kart's gonna have suspension because the frame is gonna be flexing so damn much. For the front, we have our trailer hitch jack, which is gonna go right in here. We'll weld that in place. And then we're gonna use this. This is gonna slide onto here. Weld that, use this hole, enlarge this one. We'll cut out the gaps here. And then this bolt will slide through. As this spins, this will translate back and forth. And that'll give us our steering. Look at how almost perfect it's gonna be with the triangle. I might have to cut a little bit more out of it so it sits further back in so that it's perfectly aligned.
Okay.
But that is like way better than it should be. Yeah, see, I gotta maybe take a little bit off of there and there. Or if it doesn't sit in there perfectly triangle.
Yeah, who cares?
Once that's welded, that twisting.
Yeah, who cares if it sits perfectly?
Okay, if you say so. Let's weld it then and be essentially done with this. Yikes. Oh my God, this seat swiveling. Okay, let's see if this thing can drive. Oh my God, that is a death trap.
Did it shut off on its own?
Yeah, it stalled. Thank God, because I can't turn this for the life of me.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This thing is so terrifying. The Power Wheels is nowhere near as scary to drive as this thing is.
Oh my God.
You're on something that has no business being propelled forward. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh! Oh! It's not a fan of going right at all.
Oh my God. That looks so uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
That looks so uncomfortable.
Strength. Oh my God. Ah! My ass. Ah!
Oh my God. Are you okay?
Yeah.
What happened?
The axle broke like I said it might.
Okay, well it ran. You made a go-kart. Oh shit. Oh my God. Okay, all right. Well,
Really, all that happened was the weakest point, broke, which is exactly what I thought would happen. To my credit, I made a miraculous jump off this thing as it broke.
all right. Well, that's the end of that.
Yeah, I don't think it's even worth trying to fix it.
No. No. It was fun while it lasted.